And ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you to another evening of game night. This crashing game night specifically. My name is Matt Diorio, your host as always. We've got the beanied one wearing a shirt that we last saw on him back at LA Comic Con while we were meeting the one great Michael J. Fox. The beanied
That's
one,
right.
Gerard Pereira.
That's right. What's up, everybody? How you doing, all you nerds out there? What's going on? How you doing? What's up? Thank you for joining.
And we were down the babyface one. He is sick again. Man, we need to basically just start calling him Bubble Boy. He's getting sick. We should put him in a bubble and protect him. But, ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen, we are joined by, after missing a week from being sick
as well.
Something's
himself,
going around, man.
Yeah,
Like
it's going
right?
around, man.
Our
something's going around.
our maitre d' services, the man with the couch, the man, the myth, the legend, the lion's mane, Jason Belidio.
How's it going, guys? How's it going? I missed you guys,
Does
but
it feel better? Does it feel better me getting back to your original and not saying the
yes,
budget
yes,
friendly
it does
holiday?
because it feels cheap, man. It feels so cheap when that happens. But it's avant-garde, man. It's a little different. We gotta switch it up a little bit, you
Yeah.
know. But it's something's going wrong around in the air. Like last week,
Dude.
I caught the flu last week, so it was just
Mhm.
still feel it a little
Oh no,
bit.
I've been knocking on wood. I've been feeling very lucky. It's going around.
Yeah.
Yeah, everywhere around my work. Oh yeah.
I mean, for me, I get sick every time the weather in Colorado becomes schizophrenic and goes from 60 one day to 30 the next, back to 60, then to 20, warm up a little
Yeah,
bit and
you
back
guys
into
got some
cold.
weird.
So
Yeah.
it is,
Yeah, you guys
dude.
got some weird fluctuating weather in
Yeah, we
Colorado.
do. And now
Yeah.
it's going to be down into the zero tonight, I think it is.
Only zero.
And
Yeah,
it's
that's
snowing.
what's that. It's kind of funny, isn't that like that kind of an old neighborhood saying, recent neighborhood saying around Colorado? Like, you
Oh,
should
if you
at
don't
least
like,
always have a hoodie with you.
oh no, the saying is if you don't like the weather, wait a day. It's going to change.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
but yeah, we're under winter weather advisory. We're supposed to get snow. Um, they're looking at it dropping to yeah, high tomorrow, 13 degrees,
Jesus.
Huh?
you know. So that's how we roll. But Jay, you finally recovered?
About
Feeling a little better?
90% there. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot better.
We missed you last week for the PlayStation Plus games
Yeah.
for the month.
Yeah.
However, I am really glad you're back for this week though,
Oh. Oh.
because some things that happened over the weekend with PlayStation kind of reignited that whole physical versus digital debate because people weren't completely informed.
Oh.
But,
Mm.
you know, I wanted to talk some a little bit of Hollywood gaming related stuff because we got some information about Mortal Kombat 2.
Yep.
And I the first one wasn't okay, let me preface it. The remake first one wasn't, you know, terribly bad, but we got this little teaser image. Carl Urban is going to be Johnny Cage.
Nah.
Jerry, how we feeling? 'Cause that looks awesome.
So yeah, I think it looks like a good modern twist. I think Carl Urban is great. I'm wondering how he's gonna play it. If he's gonna play it to his age, I'm hoping, because Johnny Cage, that's a physical
Hmm.
role. So like my first instinct, the thing I want to see is like, is he gonna get down and dirty and like start learning the fight moves? Is he gonna do some of the choreography,
Hmm.
or is he
I don't see him
is
doing
he
the
gonna be a
splits.
face? Is he just like star power for the
Yeah.
franchise? I don't know. I'm still excited to see it. I just hope he's more involved with the character. Um, but yeah, you're right. I'm speculating too because he's he's a little older, but
Hmm.
I think the character he plays in The
And
Boys is just like correct for him because he does the
mhm.
right amount of physicality. But yeah, Johnny Cage is it's going to be a physical role, so I'm interested to see where it goes.
I am not
I,
looking forward to it at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I want to give it a chance, man. Really?
Yeah.
You're like you didn't like the first one at all? Like I thought it had promise.
No, it has promise, but I mean, like,
so did
just
the first movie.
That's what
Let's
I
be
mean.
honest. The
as
Yeah, that's
original,
what I said. I think the first one
no,
had promise, but
I'm talking the first MK from the 90s had
no. Oh
promise.
God, dude, you go, always go overboard.
no, but
You go over
for
the
the
damn
time,
hill.
For
it
the
was good.
time.
For the
No.
time, it was
For
good.
the time, the first one was
For the 90s,
okay.
oh yeah.
They
Yeah,
screwed it up in the second one, but the first one was like,
We
yeah, it
don't
was
talk about the
okay
we don't
because,
talk about Annihilation.
like,
but the thing
to be
was,
Johnny Cage, like, yeah, like, it's going to be a lot of lack of a better word, a lot of dickish shit coming out of his
Yeah.
character. Like, that's Johnny Cage. You know,
yeah,
I don't I think it's more the star power that they're going for rather than the attitude and the
um,
physicality of it.
yeah. Well, the
It's
physicality, I
more,
agree, but the
yeah.
attitude and like the character, I think Carl Urban. I mean,
No,
this is
no,
purely
like,
based from the boys, because like, dude, he's all attitude and like quick
Well, I
whips,
mean,
no,
whips
he's more
from the boys.
snippy. He's more snippy rather
Yeah,
than being actual like a douchebag.
charismatic and like smooth with the
Yeah,
delivery of the. Okay, I get that.
you look at if you go back to the original 90s Mortal Kombat movie, let's CG aside, which that was crap,
yeah.
special effects. But even then, like the running joke was that Johnny Cage at that point was old and washed up, right?
Yeah. Oh, they played him
And
They played him
and
so
Lyndon
well
Ashby played him
in that
perfectly.
first
And
movie.
I think
Yeah.
and I think this is gonna be another one of those you're old and washed up. Like, I think at this point, yes, Johnny Cage is at that point of his career where he's just making these B movies, and
And to give him a little bit more of like leeway, technically the actor that played Johnny Cage in the first two
Lyndon
movies, who were the
Ashby.
same yeah, the same actor, he didn't do any, like a lot of physical stuff either. I mean,
No.
I think we're just basing everything from the video game, which I think is good to an extent. I think we just are hoping to see a little bit more physicality. I think that's why. But I think you're right, Matt. I think we're going to see the kind of the same thing with Urban, and I think he's going to deliver it. I think it's going to be good. I
Hmm.
just hope the movie as a whole is a bit tightened up. The story is a little bit I yeah, I just hope that the main character isn't in the movie. That's my biggest thing.
Well, let's talk about that, shall we?
Oh, is
'Cause
he?
I did pull it
Is
up.
he? Oh, you
So,
did? Is he in the movie? Oh,
come on.
it's
I do
Cole's.
my read.
Yeah, Cole's in the
I
movie.
do our
He
okay.
is in the movie. Okay,
So you've got Louis Tan's back as Cole Young. You've got Tati Gabriel as Jade.
that's a good
Um,
casting. I like that.
which that is a good
Yeah,
casting.
I can see her as Jade.
She plays a really good physical role.
Yeah,
Um, we got to see that in Uncharted and whatnot. So, um, you've got
and soon in Interstellar,
uh, yep,
she's the main character.
uh, Intergalactic,
Intergalactic.
not
Yeah.
Interstellar. However, Interstellar is a great movie, though.
Hmm.
Christopher Nolan
But
and
I meant Intergalactic.
Intergalactic. Yeah. You've got Hiro Yuki Sanada is back as Hanzo
Yeah. Back as
Hasashi.
Scorpion. Cool.
Yep. Josh Lawson will be Kano. You've got
Hmm.
Tadanobu Asano as Lord Raiden. Martin Ford as Shao Kahn.
Oh,
You've
that's a new
got
casting. Don't know him. Honestly, I don't
so let's
recognize
take a
him.
look. So uh Martin Ford,
Oh, I reckon. Yeah, I've seen him in stuff. Ooh,
he's
that's gonna be a good one.
he was Lieutenant Sue in your telenovela.
Yeah.
So I think he's got when you look at him from a picture perspective, he's got
Oh,
the
dude,
physicality to
yeah.
be Shao
And with,
Kahn.
with that skull helmet, he's
Yeah.
gonna look cool.
Um, you've got Jessica McNamee's back as Sonya Blade. Mikad Brooks back as Jax.
Sweet.
Joe
Sub-Zero.
Taslim is back as Bihan. You've got Adeline Rudolph as Kitana. Uh, Chin Han as Sang Sung. Uh, Desmond Cham's gonna be King Jared. Um, Max
Oh.
Wong's back. He's Kung
Ooh,
Lao.
Kung Lao. Oh, I wonder how he's coming back.
Yep.
He
Ludi
might be
Lin
evil.
as Liu Kang, and then
Cool,
you've
cool,
got
cool.
Anna Wynn as Sindel. So those are the
Ooh.
announcements. Ed Boon is part of the writing along with John Tobias, which we all know those guys are Mortal Kombat. They've been doing it for
They
since the
created it.
inception. So they created it. So it's good to see that they're actually on as writers for this. That gives
Yeah.
me a little bit more hope,
I
you know?
understand I
Um,
understand the character of Cole because that the Cole is our character. He's the starting character. He's like
oh,
the audience.
here's here's
I
more.
just
So we've got
his
CG
story's just
Bloomfield as
boring.
Baraka. We're gonna see
Cool.
a young Kitana. Um, those are the other characters outside of just, spot characters here and there. So, um, so uh the director from the first one is back for this one.
So at least it'll still have the kind of
Um,
tone and look to it. Because I mean, I mean, all of that was
yeah.
great. It's just like I just didn't like the main character. That story just. If you took away that story, I feel like you would have had like more of a Mortal Kombat story. It would have
So,
focused more on the main
okay.
characters.
So Ed Boon he was a writer on the 21 one. He was on for 95 and 97. Um, so hopefully they kind of flesh the story out a little bit better in this one. Like Jay though, I'm gonna have to agree with Jason on this one. I'm not even quietly optimistic for this one, just because the 21 Mortal Kombat was okay. It
Well,
wasn't
I mean,
great.
I'm
Didn't
not
blow me out of the
optimistic
water.
either.
Um,
I'm hoping they tighten it up. I think it's going to be the same caliber as the first one. But I mean, at least like I will say this, I think they are relatively better than the originals as a whole. So I
Well,
mean,
yeah,
and they're
like
fun.
when you have
okay,
the production power or the production
yeah.
power to do it, yeah.
Yeah, I
Like
mean that's
everything's
what I
gonna
mean.
look better now.
I think the forum finally
I mean,
the technology finally caught up to where like they can we're getting a decent run here. I
I
mean it's
mean,
not an
anything's
A
better
plus
than
job.
anything's better than Puppet Goro that we got in the 90s Mortal
I mean
Kombat,
that had its charm, dude, but I mean it's
It
dated.
did,
It's clearly
but
dated.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
but yeah, no, you're
However,
right.
I still love Scorpion and Sub-Zero in it though. I love that you got that get
Those
over
were like the
here
cool. I
and
mean, dude,
like
even Reptile
even
was
Raiden,
dope.
even Rep. I mean, like overall, like you
It had
know,
its charm. It
it
was
had
just
its charm.
limited by its
And then they
time.
went and fucked it all up with Annihilation.
Yeah, that was,
I mean,
that was everybody in there, like everybody knew, like, no, because they gave us more money, we just went haywire. We threw
yeah.
everything in there.
And they
Because I
went with
think they
the
also knew we weren't gonna get a third. They even said that to us. So like they hired the budget and they just threw everything in.
and we're just gonna be like, hey, let's just throw in animalities.
Yeah,
Like just
like
because, like, you
terrible.
know. So honestly, um, I hope for Mortal Kombat fans, let me put it this way. Like I'm not as much of a fan as I used to be of Mortal Kombat, but for the diehard fans, I hope this at least lives up to the 21 one and surpasses it in a way. Um,
That I at
but
least think if they keep it as fun and action packed as it is, I think it will. I mean, it's good enough. It's just I think we were really hoping for like a tighter story, but you know,
yeah. But I'm like, Jay, I will have to agree with you on this one. I'm not
Yeah.
like, for me, it's like, I'm not going to run out to the movie theater to go see
Yeah.
this. For me, this is total streaming,
Yeah.
you know?
yeah, understood.
or I'll wait for you or Theo to buy it and just use this as account to watch it because we all know one of you guys is gonna buy it.
True.
But
I know it's going to be a decent action flick, so I mean, I totally would buy it.
yeah, I mean,
And the
man,
only saving grace it's going to have is that
Carl Urban.
it's
no,
Carl
the
Urban,
action,
Or is
the
like
what?
action scenes.
the action
Oh
That's
sequence.
yeah.
all. The
I will
action
say
scenes will
this
be the
though,
only saving
the
grace. It's like
for
watching
the
the Tekken movie. I was watching that earlier today. I was like, oh my god, like
No, oh no, dude. That movie, I saw that movie.
yeah,
That is terrible.
yeah.
no, no,
See,
no.
Is a
If we're going terrible
like
movie along that route, we're
even
gonna go,
production
dude.
wise, that's
that
rough to compare
No,
it.
let's
Not
let's
to
go
Mortal
further.
Kombat.
Dead or Alive, because that thing
Even
was a flaming
worse.
pile of
Oh,
crap.
even worse.
Or we could go like Chun-Li or Dragon Ball.
I would put that against the Tekken because at least those had production value. The unfortunately the other two those were so bad.
oh, those bad, bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's glad they never made sequels to those. Um, anyway,
Ugh.
so as many from a gaming perspective wise, let's shift right on over from the movie to the game. Um, PlayStation had an outage Friday into Saturday that lasted 24 hours.
Dude, it was all
Um,
over TikTok,
oh,
YouTube,
it was
everywhere.
everywhere.
Everyone was
Everyone was losing their collective shit over this.
some people didn't know what to do with their
Um,
lives.
and now here's the thing is though, I do have to like back some of the creators that were putting out some of that stuff because PlayStation was quiet about this. So February 7th, so Friday night, they text out, hey, or they tweet out, we're aware some users might be experiencing issues with PSN. Kind of go to the status page, go look. Then, in their infinite wisdom, in the middle of an outage, let's talk about how you can add a freaking solid state hard drive to your PS5. And then it's, oh, here's the 8th. It's been restored. You should be able to access your online features without any problems. Sorry for the inconvenience. And then to make it matters, let's throw some salt on the wound. They're
Mhm.
like network services have been fully recovered from an operational issue. They haven't said what this was. And being in IT, I'm gonna tell you right now, either A, this was a kind of hack, and they're not saying anything about it. B, basically did it. They were doing a change and they screwed it up and potentially DDoS themselves to where you can log in. You basically took down your own server because of what you did. But
Hmm.
they're like, we want to thank the community for their patience. All PlayStation Plus members will automatically receive an additional 5 days of service. Okay, you're gonna give 5 extra days to your PlayStation Plus subscriptions.
Well,
Whoop de doo.
well, as a company, they had a technical issue. They faced it. I think really everyone's uproar is that they aren't being told what the issue came from or the source.
Yep.
But other than that, from a company like that, yeah, I would expect that.
For me, is I just look at it as you would think they'd be more open. Be like, hey, this is what happened.
They're a huge company. If they don't want to, they don't need to.
They don't need to, but it doesn't look good. When you're closing or you're canceling games, you're now um you know
Yeah, but to
that
add
was
more
the other
fuel
thing.
to the
And
fire, to say something on a glitch that happened on a whim, and then on top of
I
that, whatever the source or how it started, to add more fuel to the fire, like yeah, and someone, God forbid, if someone hacked in, yeah, they want to tell that. No,
well, I mean, from a hacking perspective, you would want to, as a company, be very forthwith, said, hey, your information just got hacked because that can
right,
land you in a lot of trouble.
right.
But
But if even if it was an internal issue,
yeah.
why would they want to promote that by
Mhm.
telling everybody?
Um,
It's fixed. They're done. Yeah. I mean, honestly, I really wouldn't have expected anything else.
Now, real quick before we, get to the real thing I want to discuss, I'm glad Jason's here for it, is that on Sunday though, PlayStation got some free PR at the Super Bowl because during the halftime show, which honestly, Kendrick Lamar did an amazing social commentary, but he did the PlayStation symbols were incorporated into the actual performance. And when he lit up the symbols, everybody's realized that it is the exact combination, the cheat code for GTA 5's full armor and full health.
That's
So,
dope.
and he did that right before they did Not Like Us.
Which was also like super hilarious because I don't know if you guys saw that chain with the
A
A.
minor. Yeah.
That was A minor. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
it's a
my
symbol for A
God.
minor.
So
Like
funny.
that
Like
was
there were
funny.
so many little jabs and Easter eggs, I guess, that like he put in. Oh,
Oh,
dude.
I
Yeah.
mean,
Like
what's your
master, like talk about masterful, bro. Not only
like
the performance, which is great,
I mean,
but then oh, dude.
what level of petty do you have to be to do that? Like you got what is it?
The
Caesar
level
is
where you can solidify the stamp that like I won.
like
He like
he was
I
warned
won.
not to do it. He was warned not to do it. And he did it
Oh,
anyways.
did you see the footage of him of Drake watching?
Oh, dude, he was in the middle of a basketball game and his like
Yeah.
face was just like, oh my God.
Oh, dude,
And what's worse
he was
is
locked in.
Caesar is his ex.
Yeah,
Serena
SZA.
is his ex.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, that was
Kendrick,
another jab.
and the fact is, I think what was great with Serena doing the crib stomp is that, she did that at Wimbledon when she won in 2012.
Oh yeah,
And
but
the
she
whole
wasn't
tennis
satisfied with
world,
it.
well, no, the tennis world was up in arms going, oh, you can't do that here. That makes you like
That's
ghetto
why
and
she wasn't
stuff. And
satisfied with it because I
yeah,
think she like cut it short or didn't do it like entirely. So that's why
but still,
she was happy with what she
I
was able to
just,
do at Kendrick's.
I am not getting tired of seeing that show up on my TikTok feed, like the whole like people posting about it because it was, it was masterful in that you still had a lot of social commentary, and for the people that hated it, it went over their head. They
Yeah.
didn't
oh no, it
understand a
didn't. It
damn
did
thing
not.
about
It
that.
did not go over their head at all. I mean, like everything that happened out there. Oh my God, I was just like, you know what?
Samuel L. Jackson as
Oh,
Uncle
that was
Sam.
oh my God, that was so great.
I'm just gonna
Like,
watch this, enjoy it, laugh my ass off.
Yep.
That's it. That's all you could do because
and
you know.
the second he looked at the camera and said, "Hey Drake," I was like, "Oh shit!"
Hey, yo, dude. Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
was like, "You went there. You went there."
Oh, that's the
So
little smirk. He just said he's like that little smirk,
he's like,
and
"Hey
then
Drake,"
oh man, then went into it. Oh, it
and
was
then when the crowd
mass. Oh, everyone.
saying that line, I was like, "Holy smokes!" Like you have
And
that
but
entire sold
that's
out
also
stadium.
why
Um,
like exact everyone knew he was going to do it because one he just knew that he won because one when you get everyone to say that same line at the Grammys and then you have everyone at the probably one of the biggest telecasted moments in his in
1.5 billion
dude
people watched it, I think, something like that
he won
worldwide. Yeah.
like he won no matter what the aftermath is if he's going to go to
It's like,
court doesn't matter. He
it
can
don't
walk
matter.
in. I won. I don't
He's
care.
like, don't matter.
Well,
Here you go.
I'll pay you whatever. Like I don't give a shit.
Whatever.
But I
Could you
won.
imagine? Could you
Yeah.
imagine
Oh my
Kendrick's
god.
lawyers watching that performance going, "Oh fuck."
Oh. I'm sure they were like, okay, ooh, we got a lot of work coming.
He's like, they're all looking there going, he's okay. He's staying away. He's just
yeah,
teasing it.
okay.
He's staying
Is he
away. Like,
teasing?
oh
Is he
fuck.
no? Oh, he did it. Okay.
He
Yep.
did.
We're
So
gonna work. We're gonna
um,
get to work.
overall, no, it was great. I will say this: my condolences, not really to the Chief fans out there, because they were going for history, being the first ever NFL team to go for a three-peat, but Philly showed up and really just rickrolled
Ups to
them
Philly, man. Yeah,
completely.
I'm happy.
Ups
I'm
to
happy to
Philly.
see their win. Unfortunately for KC, I really like the kind of. I was really hoping Kelsey might have gotten his storybook ending. I think he would have retired if they won, and like talk about the perfect year, the perfect time to end it
He would
all on
have.
top.
I think
Even still,
if he
though,
won, if they won and got the three-peat, I think he probably would have dropped on one knee and proposed to Taylor. at the game.
Oh,
No way.
I don't know about that, but
You know,
that's a
but
bold
I don't
move.
think
But
that's a
you know.
yeah, that's a bold
Anyways,
move. Okay.
yeah. I mean,
so
But no,
the biggest takeaway, it was a great game. Biggest takeaway is that there's going to be a new single. Taylor Swift's gonna be singing. So that's all it is. That's the biggest takeaway. A new single. Oh my
yeah.
God, the Chiefs lost.
oh fuck. Did you
Cowboys,
hold on?
Cowboys and Indians. Something about that line. But it's gonna be Eagles, and then they're gonna. She's gonna drop a line that says something like, "Oh, like Eagles are soaring high, but you're not my Indian." Blah blah blah.
Oh my god.
That
Hold
that's
on.
the only
Did
takeaway you have to
Actually,
worry about
honestly,
the Super Bowl.
you that'd be hilarious. You might be right.
I am
I'll
right,
be
dude.
show
I
you
mean,
this.
like, I was actually kind of shocked. I would have lost the bet on the over under. They only showed Taylor Swift things once, maybe twice, so I would have lost the over under on that.
Okay,
So.
Jerry, did you see the Haagen-Dazs ad?
Oh, the Fast and Furious. Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna play this really quick.
That one was great.
We'll do the sound and everything, but like, fucking like the
So
fact that they all
ridiculous.
did this,
But I
like,
love it.
like
Hell
total
yeah.
like your telenovela, right here, and then fucking Ludacris just shows up in this fucking big ass Jeep.
Dude, I converted another friend. I told him, "Hey, rewatch those movies going into it like as a telenovela because he wasn't a fan either." Bro, s- bro, I'm totally
Right?
into it. Like oh man,
Yeah.
it's so good. Like now I get it. I totally get it. Yeah, dude, it's just about perspective. You just got to watch those movies like a American telenovela and it's awesome.
Uh-huh. It's just
That's so great. Yeah, the Haagen-Dazs was cool. I kind of felt like the commercials this year was a little weak.
It was felt a little weak.
Yeah. Like it felt like they were mostly
I
some commercials and then like mainly announcements for stuff.
I think probably that's probably due to the uncertainty that's going on in the political landscape right now. Because a lot of companies now are being sued for inclusiveness now.
I mean, it's 2025 now, Matt. So you
Yeah.
can't get anything that on the TV that
I think
Yeah.
you could.
I think to a degree, like I think you're right to a degree. I think just overall it's kind of tough to
Like,
hit all of the check marks and still kind of be fun.
I mean, look at this. I mean, we're going on about how we love the Kendrick Lamar halftime show, and there's a lot of people that didn't. It's like you're not gonna make
Yeah.
anybody happy, but
True, but I remember
know.
the Super Bowl halftime, or like just the Super Bowl commercials in general. Like some were like bordered on raunchy, but they were hilarious. But they wouldn't have been like approved today.
To me, my favorite all-time commercials are still you have. Remember when you had the Budweiser frogs?
But Budweiser came out with good ones. But
You
dude,
had the Bud
Pepsi had
Ice.
some epic ones.
Yep.
They
My
always had some
favorite
epic
is
ones.
still the Nissan commercial where it was the two pigeons chasing the car to to Danger Zone when they're trying to basically poop on the car. You know, um,
I remember that one.
You can't get commercials and crazy stuff like that anymore, man.
but they're
No.
expensive now too, though. I mean, they're
Expensive. No, that doesn't matter. It's like all the Doritos or Cheetos commercials when you had the Cheeto hand, and
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
people slapping people's booty, slapping ass,
Yeah.
like
Nope.
that.
I
No,
mean,
that's instant cancellation right
this
there in
year-
2025. Like you couldn't even have that like imprint on like somebody, on a person. That'd be like, oh no, that's assault. That's assault, brother. Like
Yeah.
that was
It did
all
get up to
over the place.
It was
in
$8
the
million
90s and 2000s.
for 30 seconds this year.
Again,
Damn.
the money is not a problem.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw a few Jeep commercials that made no sense.
That's
And
true.
they just like Matthew McConaughey in a Lincoln kind of Jeep
See,
commercial.
but back then that was funny on its own because it was
Mhm.
so random. Now it's more common.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's all you can get.
Those
That's
are
all you
like
can put on TV now.
since and
All you
like
can put on TV.
Sunrise, Jeep
Yeah.
Grand Cherokee, like
Yeah.
like now it's weird. But with that year with Matthew, like
Didn't they do
McConaughey,
a didn't
it
they
was
do
just
like a
like,
Christmas
what are we watching
vacation
right now?
Yeah.
or
But I mean,
National
like
Lampoon's
that's all the commercials
vacation
are now.
parody
Like you
commercial
can't
at
do
one point?
anything. You can't parody
Right.
because then you're gonna get
Yeah.
sued because oh you're parodying something that had a racist joke like
Yeah.
off the cuff and you're like
Yeah.
oh we don't like that anymore. Well, dude, it's 2025. Like there's so many jokes and so much stupidness that you can't
And in some
show
cases,
anymore, and
yeah,
people are
because
too like
somebody
offended by
somebody
it.
gets offended somewhere,
Yeah.
someplace about it, and you know,
So I
Yeah.
mean, like
but
it's just gonna get weaker and weaker, like all the drinking ones, Bud Light, Budweiser, like those used to be hilarious as hell. Now they're just like, hey, what's
yeah,
up, bro? You want a Bud Light? Yeah. All right,
kind of like the
cool.
old, kind of like
30
the old
seconds gone, just like
Keystone,
that. It's like, what? That's it. That's it. Get
like
out
the
of
old
here.
Yeah.
Keystone bitter beer face commercials.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, but
Yeah.
anyway, so in real time, I want to discuss, now that we're going back on topic for PlayStation, is that a lot of people started making videos about physical versus digital. Um, Mo, I love you.
Physical.
But I'm gonna call you out on some of your bullshit. Um,
Physical.
well, no. So basically, what they were trying to portray is that because you went digital, you weren't allowed to play any of your digital games while the outage was happening. Okay.
Oh
So they
wow.
were saying
Okay.
that's why you go physical, which I'm calling bullshit on that one is because the only games that didn't work were ones that had a completely online component to them, like The Division, right? Because you have to
Yeah.
sign in because it has a major online component to it.
Or Elden Ring, like
Um,
it required a constant online
correct. Connection, a
presence, where,
persistent,
which yeah,
like
that made sense.
Gran Turismo. It does have an online connection.
Yeah.
Or any of the games that you download as part of PlayStation Plus's premium and the Ultimate, where they require you to check in
It
for your
requires
subscription,
online. Yeah.
or at least requires you to check in, right? To make sure you still have it. They're saying that, oh yeah, you know, when you buy a digital game, you're getting a license to stream it. When you buy a physical game, you own it. Well, here's the
That,
thing with that though, that's not exactly true because your license key, yeah, when you have a digital game, as long as it's on your primary console on the PlayStation, you're fine because it's your primary, it's already checked in and everything like that. But your physical games, the license is essentially on the disc. If you go look at your PlayStation, the game is fully installed on your PS5, just like it is on a digital copy. The only difference is that if it needs to check in for any license requirements, you've got the disc.
now
Versus
essentially that's the key thing of why you go physical is because you can play the game that way. But other than that, like there's no real
But
difference.
anytime though, that license can absolutely be revoked
Yeah, they can
on a physical copy.
they can deny the
The game
access
from
to the
being played.
key. Yeah,
Correct.
and you can still have it, but it's just it's I don't know. I feel like that's less common.
I mean, they're not gonna. I mean, we haven't seen keys be revoked yet. I don't know. I mean, I haven't
Unless the
in
game is
gaming.
completely getting recalled or got like something like that where
Yeah,
they would have to deny access. But yeah, I haven't heard of anything like that happen ever.
but with everything going on with that, right, and that whole debate resparking again, we've got the two kings of our show on fucking physical, like,
That's right, baby.
Well,
That's right.
hey,
but
when the internet goes down,
That's right,
physical
J-Bone.
copy,
That's
you,
right,
you
J-Dub.
ain't gotta upload a physical copy. Like, yeah.
That's right.
but here's my thing, right? Is
You know who wasn't affected by all of that? People with physical copies.
Boom.
oh,
Boom.
who wasn't impacted by that? Those with actual full digital games on their PS5s.
Yeah,
Still,
sure.
yeah.
I
But
played Ace Combat. I went online to the actual campaign for Ace Combat and I was playing Ace Combat.
Yeah, see?
That's
Good for
installed to
you.
my external hard drive. And it's, oh, wait, Jason, it's digital. It's not physical, it's digital.
So I see. I wouldn't see. You know how I didn't even know this happened because I have physical copies. I have
Yeah.
like
Didn't
very
bother
limited
us.
amount of downloaded and digital games.
Honestly, it was
Zero
everybody that
affected.
wanted to go play
I didn't even know about
Fortnite
it until
and
you told me.
COD.
Honestly, I had no idea until you told me.
Yeah.
Like I was like, oh dang, okay,
But
that's what happened.
here's the
Cool.
thing is, if you go into like even the Switch, right? Which I went and looked this up. The wording when you go in and actually look at the like intellectual properties notice that's on a physical cartridge that you have in your Switch, and you go look at it, and it does say, the second paragraph says, according to the license conditions provided hereafter. So basically, that's all it is. Your physical cartridge is the license key. That's it. So, like, I wish that a lot of people would just, I get it. Trust me, I get it. Physical copies, in a lot of cases, are better. You know, granted they take up a shit ton of shelf space. Um,
Wow.
hey,
You know what
you
else
know,
takes up a lot of shelf space?
my statues.
Exactly.
But to also speak on like, I don't know about Jason, but I definitely know for myself that's also kind of the appeal of having physical copies, is that that's also like something we get to look at, like that's our collection. But so like, I don't know, I have that's something I have a sense of pride on, is like when I would also display my game boxes, and my steel cases and limited edition
Hmm.
ones. So I feel like that's also part of it too. Um, but it's also, that's kind of security of going physical. But I don't know about Jason. I don't want to speak on his behalf, but
No,
that's
I
how
mean
I kind
like
of feel about it too. I like I
it's
I
just so
dig the
then
cases and all that.
yeah, you can follow like the tracking of what you've liked, what you don't like. Because honestly, like I am not gonna hold on to games that I didn't like,
Right.
or if I'm completely finished with it, I'm gonna be like, you know what? It's a game I'm not gonna come back to again. How many times have you reopened Red Dead because you picked up the box, like, dude, you know what? I feel like playing it again. But you physically don't, you physically see it, you physically hold it, versus going through a catalog of, let's say, 150 games where it's either alphabetized or sort by playtime, and then you have to kind of look over what have you played, what haven't you played.
It's kind of
What
like an
did you
LP
like?
or a
What did you
record
not
collection,
like?
if I feel
Hmm.
like, in a sense as well.
And I,
You know what though? I will say this to Jason to that point though, and this is where the old blockbuster side of me is going to come in. Like for movies, I could absolutely agree with you on that one. It's like I'd be sitting there looking at my physical collection back when we all had Blu-rays and they weren't all digital, right? I'd be
Still.
going through the collection and be like, oh, this one.
dude, I feel
You know
like
what?
watching that right now.
Here we go.
Today seems like a whatever kind of day. Insert your favorite movie that you've had because you bought it because you loved it so much that you were like, you know what, I love it so much, I'm gonna buy this movie. We
Yeah.
have the excuse me, we have the whole Harry Potter collection on physical. How many places can you stream it now that like the entire Harry Potter like digitally streaming,
Hmm.
but we still have it physical because we're like, hey, you know what? Like, let's just pop it in. Let's just go in and just play. And then also you have those little extras, which is a
And
cool feature. But
Yeah.
you just pop it in. You're like, you know what? Let me just pop it in, get some popcorn going, and then you're good. You know.
I'm starting to get that way with books. Like I was all for digital books and everything being on the iPad and stuff like that, and now I find myself wanting to go back to having a physical book in my hand. Like
I
actually,
understand that.
you know,
Yeah.
reading the actual book, the smell of the pages and everything. And now that they're talking about more book bans and looking at, you know, the Hunger Games series, Harry Potter series, they're now talking about Lord of the Rings. And so, like for me, as I look at that, as if those end up getting banned, I have physical copies,
Yeah. And that's the other thing.
and
Those are series that I like. I want to buy physical. I don't have physical copies of some of those anymore, and I would.
oh,
And
I,
that's
I,
yeah, that's it's something about it, like you said. There's something about having the physical copies of the
Mhm.
books, and yeah, it kind of feels like your own sense of
and I
history of
have,
like
I have
when you
copies,
discovered them or like when you read them first.
Mhm. And I have copies of Hobbit and Lord of the Rings that make you jealous because
Yeah,
they're the hardback special
yeah,
edition
yeah,
you
the
can't
special
get.
editions. Yeah,
You know,
they look good.
God, I love the Hobbit. I gotta read that. But so now here's my thing though, is so when it comes to the physical digital debate, we know digital can get scrubbed super quick from a library.
Yeah.
Um, but how would you guys feel though, is if they did enact where, oh, this game's gonna get completely pulled, and we're gonna basically update the console so it won't accept those discs? Like, how would you feel like at that point, having your physical collection? I know, I mean, I would be upset if it was scrubbed from my digital collection, but
Well, I think the same as people from the digital side. I mean, I would feel a bit robbed. Like, you're not supposed to do that. Like,
It's not even that. It's just the fact
just
that
yeah,
like I do understand that us as a society and us as a gaming society, I should say, is getting close more and more pushing towards that ability of just having digital. Why? Production costs cuts down
oh yeah.
dramatically. You know, like why
I
spend,
mean,
let's
heck,
say, let's just put numbers out there. I know they're not the correct numbers, but just for example purposes, let's say it costs 1 million to make all these games, these physical games. You can take that 1 million out by just saying, hey, download it
that's
digitally.
that's a
You know,
server. That's, a
like,
server cluster in a data
yeah.
center
And
that you
again,
could download for
I'm not
downloads.
going like just numbers for
Yeah.
example, but like that's the point where you save a lot on the production. Yes, we understand that. And nowadays, it's a lot more quick and easy, especially with the amount of internet speeds that we have now, where like you can
hmm
get all those instantly in
I'm
like
I'm
like in
gigabit,
30 minutes. Yeah,
gigabit
like it's
symmetrical. I
30
can get it in
minutes
30
ready
minutes.
to
Yeah.
go. Or like you can pre-plan as they've done many, many times for midnight releases to be downloaded. So at 12 o'clock at your wherever location,
Yep.
it starts downloading. That's very common now.
Or they
I
preload now.
understand that versus
They
having to literally go out and physically go to a store at midnight, where obviously
I
like,
miss midnight launches.
I mean,
I do.
those are the greatest,
yeah.
but the safety aspect of being there at midnight, especially some places aren't as fortunate to do that because of safety aspects.
hmm
Yeah.
So, there are a lot more where yes, the digital eventually, and I know this, at some point in time there will be a lot more digital than physical, and physical will just become collector's item only. It won't even be full games as we've been seeing lately as well.
Yep.
It's just literally the collector item stuff. Um,
Horizon being a
so
perfect example.
yeah, Horizon, the latest one. So it's moving towards that, but you have to see it inversely. Yeah, like I said earlier, I had no idea this was going on at all with Sony, only because I have like maybe 5 games that I play digitally. That's it. Everything else I have physically. Like we pop it in, we change the disc if we want to play a different game.
hmm
So I have zero idea of what the heck just happened, how outraged people are, because just never needed to switch it out.
I mean, but that's the thing, like for Division, right? Is even if I had the disc, I wasn't gonna be able to play it because of the components, right? But to your
Right.
point, Jay, like with production costs, right? Is you look at Best Buy, right? They eliminated Blu-rays
Oh yeah.
completely on the sales floor. They're gone. Like you look at Target. Target used to have massive sections. Now they're down to two little tiny islands in a lot of their stores.
Yep.
Yep.
It's they're they're carving out space. They're like, well, these aren't moving. You know, um,
There's
and
still a market for like physical DVDs on in the lower
Mhm.
side, but there's just no need for them in like a huge commercial like venue like Target or Best Buy anymore.
Yeah.
Like they're more yeah, like they're more they're very much starting to phase out now.
Oh yeah.
Like now
Um,
we're getting, I think, to
if
the over the hill, like they're starting to phase out to the bargain bins or the
Mhm.
smaller kind of department stores
And not even that,
or
they're just
online.
it's just
Like,
online shopping because
yeah.
last
Yeah.
Black Friday I had zero problems with lines. Like
Yep.
normally me and my wife would go and we would tag team the line where one of us would stand in line, the other one would go Black Friday shopping. And then once they're done, we do the switch, they come back in the line and we finish the other half of the Black Friday shopping. This year I went by myself and I didn't even have a single line. Like I've maybe waited like 5 minutes. And I'm
Hmm.
like, wow, like either people are stopping because they're just all of a sudden online shopping now. And then granted, it is Black Friday, so Black Friday starts in October 15th, you know? So
Mm.
it's a lot different
That's true.
nowadays. But
There isn't even Black Friday.
yeah, there's not really a Black Friday, but I mean, it's just the fact that it's just like people are doing a lot more online shopping a lot more. Not as in store, why go outside and deal with all that when you can just have
Hmm.
somebody else come by and bring it to you.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think for me, like if I had the capital, like if I had the money to convert my entire digital catalog for even movies to like Blu-ray and 4K Ultra, like I would probably I might actually consider doing that, just
Oh,
because like
I cannot with mine.
um I mean my collection though, just on my collection, we're not talking Theo's collection, but my collection, um I'm up near like 400 movies I think in that collection. So
Yeah,
at that
I can
point,
even attempt mine.
you're looking anywhere from 10 to $20 on average, right? Let's just ballpark an average, just even $20 a piece, right? At 400, that's 8 grand. Like,
That's why I stick it to like my like I would keep it like as emergency wise, I would keep it to like my favorite franchises and my favorite movies I would have
Yeah.
on the physical side, like
Yeah.
obviously Lord of the Rings, Star Wars, Harry Potter, all that.
And
And
that's how I see it as
yeah.
physicals as a gamer, like you're not gonna buy every single thing that comes by. Like, yes, when they do go on sale, for example, like I bought Tekken 7 when it was on sale for $10.
Yeah, see? Why
And it's
not?
like and I knew it was at the end of its cycle. Like it literally has like Tekken 8, like uh what was it? Tekken 8 like demos or like the little reveal trailers and stuff like that. And it's
Mhm.
like, yo, like I bought it for $10, but I was like, yeah, I'm not gonna. How much time did I play on it? Play like about an hour and a half. Because I'm not. I told him I was like, I'm not. I'm just buying it just to try it, like to see if I
speaking
like
of
it again.
Yeah.
speaking of that, Jay, Star Wars Outlaws is $40 on sale right now.
Yeah. See, and it's only gonna go lower because it's. Is it? How much time did you play on that? You know.
I haven't played it. Jerry, do you did Outlaws?
Um I got distracted. I actually
Just give me a ballpark number. Ballpark number.
I want to say like maybe 50 to 60 hours, and I'm on the last mission, so I'm like I'm done with the game.
Yeah. See, and
I
that
was just
was
doing some last minute stuff and upgrading my character to for the final mission, but I'm on the final mission.
yeah, and see, and you bought that physically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, would you return it?
Yes.
Would you
Yeah,
resell it, I should
it's
say, or like,
I would, that's definitely once I finish it, that's going to be a game I trade in.
yeah,
Like for I think for you and I, we kind of look at replayability.
yeah. But I
And
mean, like, do you plan to, or do you have the option to?
yeah, I have the option. Yeah,
Yeah.
I do.
Do you have
And
that on
I think
digital?
I don't have
That
it
you
on
don't yet.
digital.
And I
Yeah.
think
See,
that needs to be something that needs to happen, I think.
no, because once you've, the
Um,
sad part is that no, that would be unfair because then what's the point? Like, speed running. Like for example, on Steam, you get to play any game you'd like for I believe it's up to 2 hours before you can return it.
really?
Yes, I think it's
Oh,
something like that. Don't quote me on it, but I know there is a small window where if you play it a short amount of time, you can return it because you didn't like it. It's not your
mhm.
thing. It's too gory, etc., etc.
Mm.
But they have speedrunners that specifically use that to try and beat the game within that time limit, just to play it, beat it, and then return it as a digital copy. And like kudos to you if you can do that. Kudos to you. But like I like to watch it. I like to enjoy it. I like to
Hmm.
sit down and play the thing. Play it on a hardest mode difficulty if it's possible. Like feel that like that gamer mode in you. And then if you're like, you know what, would I play this some more? Yes, cool. I keep it. No, send it back and be like, hey, you know what? Give somebody else the opportunity to try it, for a little bit cheaper price. See,
That's fair.
physical is all about, you know, having someone else play it, having someone else
Well,
Yeah.
enjoy it.
But
You know?
that's also the caveat to it, and I think like we understand that is that
mhm.
it shouldn't come with a digital copy because that's the whole point. Once you finish it, if you're going to keep it, you keep it. If you don't, you trade it in, and it's
Yep.
used for someone else to try a little bit cheaper. I mean,
Yep.
that's also the
Unless
the
you shop at a certain game retailer,
yeah.
and
But
it's
that's I think back to the point. That's also kind of what we're that's kind of the allure of going physical too, is the fact that it allows other people to try it as well.
Not just to try it, but just to buy it, like
Yeah, to acquire
buy
it
it at a
a
buy
bit.
it at a price that they can afford or that
Yeah,
they can wait for.
exactly.
Because like we're saying, what's said $70 now for a full
Mhm.
version of a game.
Especially now, like yeah, you're right.
And
Because if
unless
they don't want
unless
to invest that full amount,
yeah,
I mean,
and you're
yeah,
you're you're going head over heels right at, like, let's say at day one for a game that is terrible, and you're like, wow. And then
Oh
what
yeah,
can you
we've had
do?
that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. And
You know,
what happens? You get a lot of people that's like, oh, this game is terrible. It's not even worth your money. You would
yeah.
say like, oh, it needed to be bugged out a lot more. You got to be debugged, but now like you're stuck with it
I
until they finally get all the patches fixed. And some
yeah,
games are just terrible and not an outright, and you're like, this is supposed to be your first exclusive, and it was terrible. Why did we wait 2 years for an exclusive if it's going to be terrible?
yeah,
And then you
yeah.
lost $70 on that, and then you
Hmm.
lost the fan base, you lost the support of your pillar community, because they're just like, you know what, if you're gonna give me these terrible games, what's the point of having this system? So,
Mhm.
a lot of stuff can happen, and that's why having that physical copy, and just the digital or physical debate that we keep having. Like you can hand it, you can just chuck it out the window, s- toss it, nobody
Turned it into a
cares.
coaster.
Turn it into a coaster. I have an Overwatch coaster, and like
Shit.
Oh
I
my
I
god,
I I,
I
I keep
mean,
that thing out.
we've had the
Like
that's
story.
so funny.
I've said the story about throwing my Oblivion disc against the wall and breaking it because of,
nah,
you
nah.
know,
It's
Ooh,
it's a placeholder,
because of that
man.
shit.
Like
And no, nah, when you waste 120 hours of gaming and you can't even do the actual campaign, yeah, fuck that game.
that is
Um,
frustrating.
that's
Or
why I'm not
Anthem,
a fan
I
of
would say
Bethesda.
Anthem.
yep,
Ooh,
That's
yeah.
another coaster.
Eek.
yep.
Yeah.
So like
Dude,
there are
I saw
we
somebody
do
actually
have
streaming that on TikTok the other
Me
day.
too. I was
we
like,
we do
whoa,
have
really?
those
Hmm.
coasters, and we do have it, and it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
But I mean, we at least we have coasters. If there's a digital copy, you can't put your drink on that, bro.
No. Um, so with that, real quick, Jay, what you been playing?
Nothing. I've been sick this whole week. I've watched a lot of videos. So
Nice.
I literally watched the new revamp version of Kenshin, Rurouni Kenshin.
Mm.
Um, had to watch it in English. Felt so weird watching anime in English, but it's okay.
Mine couldn't process any other
Oh, it
languages.
is though, like, cause I know some of the, like, Oh, the peta peta, the like
Terminology.
um the what?
The terminology.
Not the terminology, but you know how like people put like bro, like like what's up, bro, or like come on,
Yeah.
bro, like the little things at the end. I don't know what that's called, but anyways, like I knew exactly because of watching it before.
Oh,
I
like
knew
the slang
exactly,
terms.
kind of, yeah, like the slang. It's a slang, yeah, I guess, sir. We'll use that
Yeah.
slang. Um, After hearing him, like I know exactly what he's supposed to be doing, but I was just sounded so weird. But anyways, just been watching that. Finished off Dark Gathering. Started getting into High Potential. Kind of funny.
Hmm.
Um, yeah. So I've just been watching a lot of shows because I've been in bed and I've
Yep.
been like, I need to start. I need to start up a game, but
Don't have the
just
mind power.
it's just
Yeah.
no urge to get it going yet. Like I
Hmm.
gotta finish. I got platinum rebirth. I still need to do that, but I just
Take
I
your
need to
time.
take a break. I
Taking
need
your
to take a
time.
break.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nah, it's the gauntlet of 10 challenges in a row and like just messing up at the very end.
Yeah.
It's just it can get
Um,
heartbreaking because then you're like,
so,
God dang it! Like there goes 30 minutes just like grinding it out.
mhm.
The only other time I replayed that was when I went back to actually finish the game and finish the final fight.
No.
Yeah,
Oh,
but yeah.
and also, yeah, I remember why I stopped because I got to Gungaga again. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, no.
All right. Jerry?
um, I've been tinkering around with Cyberpunk. I'm gonna
Mhm.
finish it. I think I'm gonna finish it this week and then finish Outsiders. Um, and I don't know. I'll look at my backlog and see if I want to start something else because I'm just gonna be waiting for a few things to come out. Maybe I think I'll take a break on PlayStation, go to my Switch for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then other than that, I've been rewatching Yellowstone. Got done with Afro Samurai. I'm current on The Rookie and Solo Leveling.
Nice.
Uh, yeah, that's about it. Just kind of been keeping up on stuff and just
Mhm.
playing around with Cyberpunk. What about you, Matt?
Um, Finished season one of Rebels, now on season
Oh,
two.
nice.
So now, we've now had the introduction of Phoenix Squadron, which
Sweet.
is really cool. And I did another rewatch on the original Star Wars trilogy, which honestly, like, I wish movies would go back to doing more practical effects because they hold up so well,
Oh
you
yeah.
know, versus CG and whatnot. But yeah, definitely a bit of my bullshit with Animal Crossing still.
Hmm.
Just did a slight rearrange, on so I could add in some more skeletons. Um, but I did add in, we talked about it last week being Black History Month, so I added in a new exhibit to my NASA wing in honor of Katherine Johnson. Which if anybody's seen Hidden Figures, she's the computerist. She's the one, the human computer that helped do all the trajectories for um in
For
the
the
movie and
launches.
whatnot.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the launches and stuff like that. So I actually have a little like chalkboard wall with calculations and stuff on it with a little like
Oh, cool.
standing sign with like information on it. So it's like
As
a
a little
little exhibit,
homage.
little homage, a little exhibit when you walk into the museum area. But yeah, I didn't outside of that, didn't really feel like playing a ton. I just took a break, just watch stuff.
Yeah.
Kind of like Jay. I was like, I wasn't feeling great last week, and I was just like, yeah. So, um, anyways, though, for those that were lurking in the back there and hanging out watching the show, for those that are going to be watching, this weekend when we post the episode, thank you guys for crashing game night with us tonight. As always, it's our we appreciate you guys hanging out with us, letting us give you guys a little bit of distraction from life, which it is hectic right now for everybody. So if you like what you heard, drop us a follow here find us on your favorite platform over on crashinggamenight.com. Um, I'm working on getting us a guest that'll probably hopefully be here in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But we are going to be having one of the X-Men 97 voice actors on the show.
Yeah, yeah.
So we'll make that announcement once the date is secure. That will be a taped show just because with everything going on right now, we have to you know, make sure our guests themselves feel comfortable. And some just don't like the live format.
Aspect.
So
Yeah.
we do it recording just to make sure, everything is on the up and up because we'd hate to have them say anything that they're not allowed to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Especially
also,
being
they
that
want to just be like, hey,
yeah, especially being like the
edit
SAG
out
after
certain stuff, and
yeah.
it's fine.
Especially now that SAG after the video game strike is still going on, right? So we want to make sure nothing gets said that could cost them their spot and whatnot. So, but please, everyone, just be excellent to each other.
That's right, everybody. And also, once again, we just want to promote that same message. Yeah, be excellent to each other, be kind to each other. Let's try
Dude, look at
and
him stealing our shit, Jay.
I'm throwing the
He's stealing
reminder.
be
Okay, so I
excellent.
won't reminder. Okay, screw
He's
it. No, it's
stealing
okay.
be kind, rewind.
Yeah, I'm not really stealing Be Kind Rewind. There you go. So once again, just want to tell everyone to if you see an opportunity to help out,
Yeah, absolutely.
try and lend a helping hand and try and be there for one another. Once again,
Especially right now.
Everyone has their
Like-
opinions about things. Let's just try and be open. Let's just try and listen
You know
and
what?
be patient.
To your point with that, Jay or Jerry, real quick, just want to say this before we send it over to Jay is like, you know what? Normally, I don't do anything for the people you see on the street corners and everything like that. But just lately, with everything that's going on, we've got, some people that are potentially losing their farms and whatnot. I saw, two people on the corner and they literally looked like they didn't have much. So I happened to go into McDonald's and I ordered food for him. And just said, here you go. And you always kind of know the ones that are super appreciative of anything is like if you're just giving them something small food and they accept it and they're gracious about it, that they're struggling. So to your point, right? If you see people struggling, just give them a helping hand. Support each other
Yeah.
right now.
See,
So
that's the biggest thing. Let's just try and support each other. Let's just try and do and try and be better out there
Yep.
and just help out. And for the final thought, let's just have everybody be safe and watch out for each other and be safe out there. To J Rock, J Bone, to you.
Yeah, what Jay said. Now that he's starting to just doing all that now, so
Ew. I didn't take your thingy.
No, I just laugh. It's
Yeah.
as always. We always try to just promote like just peace and love, like just chill vibes, enjoy yourselves. It's Black History Month, so we have a lot of things that we should be thankful for in that category, and as well as just being nice to everybody, because it's all you can do really.
shit's hard right
And,
now.
I'll try to start figuring out something else to think about, so then Jerry can keep that.
You know what it is? He's just sad. He's back after a week hiatus and he doesn't have his running buddy. That's what it is. He's
Yeah.
down. He doesn't. He can't send it out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I was so
do
excited,
miss
but,
the send out. We miss Theo.
It's all
So-
right. It happens. And
But
anyways, guys, I will steal it because I can't send it out to Theo. My man, Theo. Not here. It's okay. So I will send it out for him. Till next time, guys. TTFN. Ta ta for now.
good night, everybody.